Quality of life. Quality of life is a wide range of things that really answer why you want to be here as residents. So let's talk about some of those things. Secret reform. One of the most controversial things going on in Orange County is the annexation going down in Monroe. Last year, the county asked for secret reform, the environmental review process, to allow us and counties to be lead agency whenever a proposal would expand a municipal border by 10%. We got no answer from the state. The state failed to take action on this, and now you see an even more divided situation over there. Albany needs to act. This is Albany's responsibility. But let's keep going. Where can we fit in? What can Orange County do? Well, what we pledged to do last year and what we're doing now is we're holding our own secret forum. So when people the public wants to make comments from both sides of the issue, they have somewhere to go. They don't need to be worrying about snowstorms shutting them down and not being rescheduled. This will be led by Dave Church. Dave Church is the Orange County planner and probably one of the most respected planners in the state. He used to head up their association. So what are we going to do with this secret process? Well, we're going to create our own record of environmental impacts, all that relate to the annexation, whether it's from social service costs, sewer, water, transportation, every other issue on there, and we'll be able to have our own seat at the table and make sure every issue is addressed. Environmental matters. Orange County preserved about 100 acres of property on the Glenmere Lake area. That's going to coincide with the 695 acres that the county, the Glenmere Preserve has now. This is an important water resource for Florida and an important environmental resource and recreational facility for that side of Orange County. So I was going to say Chester to take my supervisor hat on, but it's a very popular recreational facility for fishing and things of that nature. It's a positive move. In Deer Park this year, Orange County now has a emergency access point on the Delaware River that's now going to allow not only first responders to be able to have access to the Delaware, but allow people to have recreational access. Good, positive things. Next week, the Orange County Department of Parks is going to be presenting to the legislature plans and updates on how we can move forward on expanding the Heritage Trail. The Heritage Trail is the second most popular attraction in Orange County. This is good, positive stuff. My wife and I and our family spend much of our time on it. We live on the Heritage Trail. This is good, positive stuff, and it's time for Orange County to move this to the next level. So, speaking about moving to the next level, let's talk about public transportation. One of the things that we need to do is we need to establish and produce a modern public transportation system. I'll give him a shout out because it's one of the important issues to my friend Mike Sweeten. We've talked about this from Warwick. Having a good public transportation system. The Newburgh area bus service expansion was announced last December. This doubled the amount of buses and cut the wait times in half. But what we're also going to do this year is we're going to put together a transportation task force. This is going to be made up of community leaders, it's going to be made up of transportation experts and members of the public to tell us how we can better change the system to make sure that it's better utilized. Expanding our services, these are for the seniors. This is a picture last week of, I think, probably one of the most infamous people in Orange County in a positive way, Bill Kaplan. You can't say no to Bill Kaplan. He has now turned the Newburgh Armory into a wonderful place in the city of Newburgh. Jimmy Kulisak's in the picture with me, as well as Walden Mayor Brian Marr and our own Deputy Commissioner of Office of the Aging and the Commissioner of Office of the Aging. So what does this mean? What is this ribbon about? So in this building, the Armory in Newburgh, which has been now transformed to a very popular place for all different types of walks of life, young, old, and all different types of backgrounds, is now going to be an office for the Orange County Office of the Aging, and it's going to be manned by volunteers from the Mount St. Mary College. So what does this do? This now opens up another door for our Orange County seniors to have access to the benefits and the things that we have to offer. So here's a couple of things that we have on here. Some of the things that we've already started doing is reaching out through a massive outreach program to seniors to let them know what's available. One of the things is nutrition, transportation, healthcare, veterans. One of the biggest groups of people that are taken advantage of are seniors. Dave Hoovler can tell you all about it. These are the type of things we're going to do. I skipped over community development, but I will tell you, I am proud that I signed in the last month 2 applications for brand new senior housing projects in Orange County. These are headed up under Richie Mayfield's office in community development. These are positive things as our aging population now is going into and has a higher need for senior housing. We're going to be able to facilitate that. So let's talk about our veterans. There you got the former commissioner of Veterans Affairs and the new one, Christian Farrell, and myself and my daughter in the middle. So last year we returned the annual Independence Day Spectacular to Orange County, a free salute to veterans paid for by Suburban Propane. What does that do? It shows the veterans some respect, okay? It's a day for them to come out and have fireworks, have some live music, spend some time with your family, be treated specially, special parking, the whole 9 yards. It's a first step in giving them some type of respect for what they've done for us. It's also, the next thing we did is we had the Veterans Resource Fair, which connects veterans and providers, very successful with higher numbers of participants. Just in the last few weeks, we had a town hall meeting in this room with the VA that came over from Castle Point and all over the place, met with veterans face to face to talk about issues that they're having, good, bad, and ugly, good positive things. Next thing that's coming up, the partnership, I think the Chamber and the construction contracts, a whole bunch of groups, and our Veterans Affairs Department are all moving forward on a Veterans Job Fair. It's going to be held in the next few months at Orange County Community College campus in Middletown. This is going to connect veterans with local employers to put them to work. If you don't know this, one of the biggest groups of unemployed people in American society in the young age bracket, 20 to 40, are the returning veterans from the last 10 plus years of war. So this is a positive direction that we're going in Orange County. I mentioned Montreat as one option, but there's other employers in Orange County that are also looking to hire these men and women. So good, positive stuff. Community heroes. So Nick, I called my friend Nick Cetera. Nick, please stand up before I embarrass you. So Nick is one of the principals at Cosmo's restaurant pizza group. You know them by their delicious food. I called him up a little over a year ago, and I said, I called him up on a day and I said, I need 50 pizzas from you for free at 1 o'clock. And he said, first of all, he goes, oh, is somebody coming here, the president, a movie star, what's going on? I said, better. I got 130 people that are leaving Orange County from our Orange County Army National Guard Center that are going to Afghanistan, and we need to send them off in the right direction. So Nick was there on hand. I picked them up with his staff, and all these young men and women were able to have a good meal before they shipped out. Thank you, Nick. I'm happy to say, and I said that I reported this last year because ShopRite also showed them some love before they left too about a possible proper send-off. So what happened with them? They went to Afghanistan. I'm proud to say this is last Sunday. That's Christian Farrell and myself with the members of the 1569 Transportation Company all came back from Afghanistan safe and sound. Good stuff. So let's talk about fighting crime. This is then candidate for County Executive Newhouse, then candidate District Attorney Dave Hoovler, as well as the the sheriff hiding in the back, as well as many police chiefs in Orange County. We made a pledge to make fighting crime one of our top priorities. So we campaigned on protecting families. Let's talk about one community that we think about when we talk about crime, unfortunately. And let's talk about what's happened in the last year there. We've seen 80% reduction in homicides, a 15% reduction in rape, 17% reduction in robbery, 10% reduction in burglary, 14% reduction in larceny, 10% decrease in auto theft. And this is not a fluke, guys. I want to hand out, one guy's in the back room. Danny, stand up, I see you. My friend Dan Cameron. Dan is the police chief in the city of Newburgh, probably one of the toughest jobs in law enforcement in the area. He's a Chester boy. I knew him for a long time. He's a good guy, and he's doing a great job there. Along with the district attorney, the sheriff, other law enforcement resources, we are able to reverse the negative trend that you've seen in Newburgh. This is good, positive stuff, not for Newburgh, for Orange County, the whole region. So thank you to everybody who's involved on that. Let's talk about Narcotics Crackdown. It's impossible to read or watch anything on TV without talking about the heroin epidemic and what drugs are doing to our community. So, last year, Orange County started its own countywide narcotics task force made up of the Orange County Sheriff, Orange County DA, and local law enforcement. They conducted 4 sweeps in last year alone, 1 sweep this year, and this is what the results are. 142% increase in illegal drug prosecutions, 110% increase in county court felony narcotic filings, and over $4 million worth of narcotics seized, much of that from heroin. So these are good things. When I mention cracking down on narcotics, I can't do it without mentioning our cooperation with mental health and treatment. This is something I don't know that has gotten the attention that it has in the past. But we are trying to make sure that the people don't just go to jail. We want to make sure they get treated, they want to get fixed, we want to help families out. And we are working very close with the Department of Social Services, Mental Health, with Darcy on board, and we're trying different things on ways to try to help people get cured, how to get them help, rather than just incarceration. So you have both ways with the sheriff, and you have it with the district attorney and with the law enforcement and myself. We care about these individuals. It's not just about locking them up. Thank you. So let's talk about Juvenile Justice Program. In 2014, I made a commitment to try to improve the cooperation between the county attorney's office, the district attorney's office, probation, and local schools. I see our probation director here, Derek. Of course, I mentioned Dave Hoover, and our county attorney Langdon's here. And obviously our school districts. We got together and we tried a pilot program, and walk with me on this. We directed it for Newburgh, and we looked at diverting at-risk juveniles from jail time and towards community services. 75% of the families involved went willingly. This has now stopped the revolving door of kids going back to jail, and not one juvenile has been rearrested since we started this pilot program. So in 2015, we're going to expand this throughout Orange County. This is how you get things done. Bullying. I don't think I need to emphasize this more than I do, but unfortunately, it is still a major issue in Orange County and American society. In 2014, folks, we did a youth survey with 25% of those questioned said that they were subject to bullying. 34 recorded that they were feeling depressed throughout the past year. These are real issues that we're facing. 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3. Bullying is not acceptable in Orange County. So what can we do with Orange County government to address this? Number 1, we need to raise awareness. Number 2, we need to show that education is a key, educating the people that are involved here. And we need to let the people know that it's not their fault. Kids, they're not their fault to be abused. They should seek help. So one of the things we're doing, and it's another epidemic in society, is suicide. So last year we announced that we were going to do a suicide app, one that you can use for your Android, your iPhone. We are now launching this app. And what does this do? And I'll give you an example. About 1.5 years, my niece came home from high school, a senior in high school in Orange County, and she told my family, we were having dinner, one of my friends, I think, is suicidal, sending me text messages. What do you think we should do? Or what does this mean? I am embarrassed to say that many of us that were sitting there were like, I don't know. We tried to act and do our parenting thing. If you're not as well versed in it, you might not know exactly what to say or do. And in that type of situation, those individuals are more fragile than ever. So we went and looked at what other counties are doing. Ulster County, Dutchess County, Albany County. They have a suicide app. That's what everybody's doing today. If you're not with it, I hate doing it. I'm doing it myself too. So what does it do? The suicide app gives you easy information, easy access to help, numbers, people to call. So whether you're a victim that's feeling suicidal or feeling bullied, or if you're somebody that's friends with somebody, or if you're a parent, and even more importantly now, we even have a separate app, part of that, for veterans. So there's no excuse that we can get the word out and get the help to the people that need. So this is all good stuff. We're launching that now. Thank you. So these are articles that Steve Israel writes every year. Every year he writes an article about kids being hungry. It's embarrassing that we have to even talk about that in American society. Here's 2012, here's 2014 again. So when I was at a Chamber of Commerce breakfast about a year and a half ago, United Way spoke, and they spoke about 1 out of 4 kids in Orange County, as well as the Hudson Valley, goes to bed hungry every night. That's a national number. That's an embarrassing number for the United States. So what we did is I did something different recently. Instead of just grabbing the department heads and saying, what's wrong with this? I grabbed about a dozen people that work for the county in different types of aspects of county social services, for instance. Youth, aging, mental health, and I brought them in a room with the department heads, but I said, I want to hear from you. If you were the department head, if you were the county executive, you're working on the front line with these kids, you're dealing with adults, you're dealing with people with mental illness. When you go home at night, do you feel good? Are you missing people? The people that are falling through the cracks, how can we address them? One of them, all of them had great answers and great recommendations, which we're going to be implementing, but one of them had really hit home with us. She talked about the gap in food pantries. She talked about the gap in the availability of food that Orange County gives out on a weekly basis to kids. They're missing toothbrushes if they need them. They're missing aspects of different types of meals. Sometimes on a weekly basis, this is happening, and we are changing that. I am happy to say that I budgeted $300,000 last year with the legislature's support, and we are going to use that this year to close that gap to fight childhood hunger. It's embarrassing to let kids go hungry, and we should not let kids in Orange County go to bed hungry. So no more. Here we go. Everybody, I should have seatbelts on for the next segment of things I'm going to be presenting. Powerful stuff. Domestic violence, sexual assaults, we don't usually hear them talked about by elected officials, but we're going to talk about them today. The district attorney, myself, the sheriff, Department of Social Services, mental health, every Orange County agency, the legislature, we are dedicated to fighting domestic violence and sexual assaults. Last year, the legislature embraced my plan to consolidate the 2 departments, DSS and mental health. We've now leveraged some of those savings. They go back to the taxpayer in our general fund. Some of those monies we can allocate to important agencies that help not only the victims, but also help prevent and treat some of these crimes. So let's talk about them. Safe Homes provides a safe haven for some of the victims of these horrific crimes. The Rape Crisis Program in Orange County handles at least 250 individuals, sometimes more every year. They are literally the only nonstop place that handles men and women that are assaulted in probably one of the worst times of their lives. They also are the only resource for educating law enforcement and first responders. They are grossly underfunded. They are grossly in need of help. And we're going to start filling that gap this year and taking responsibility as a county to make sure that they have everything they need to take care of those people. Let's talk about the Emergency Operations Center, where we are right now, the 911 Center. So Orange County earned a perfect score last year for the first time in 15 years in emergency preparedness. This should make you feel proud. The men and women here are incredible. We handle in this building, right behind that wall, there is all the call takers right now that are taking 911 calls around Orange County. 250,000 calls last year. So what does this mean? Why is this important to you? So hold on, here we go again, all right?
And the other hand under her neck and tilt her head back. Okay. All right. Pinch your nose closed and completely cover your mouth with hers.
What you just heard here was a live 911 tape in Orange County. This was not produced in a Hollywood movie. So this could be you coming home and your loved one being unconscious, your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter. What do you do? Whether you know CPR or not, you need to call help. You call 911 for help. I am proud of the work that goes on here. I just told you the amount of calls we do here. That was just one example of what they do. This young lady, Karen Zimmerman. Karen, please stand up. Thank you, Karen. Karen was one of the call takers. She was the call taker on there, talking the person through a crisis. And can you imagine talking to somebody? They taught people not only how to do CPR, how to deliver babies. Incredible stuff. And Karen, thank you so much for what you did there. Also, I'd like to highlight Joanne Corso. Sorry, Joanne. Joanne is the lady that was on the other side of the phone. That's incredible. So, what happened that day? What happened that day? Joanne's daughter was not breathing. She was able to save her daughter's life with the help of this 911 operator. And I'm proud to say, that's quite impressive. And now I am proud to say that her daughter is now has renewal on life and is now having a baby coming this year. That's positive stuff, folks. That's good stuff that's happening here. So here's a picture of my family. The best one we had of us all together was a Christmas photo, but anybody that works in county government that interacts with the county exec's office on a regular basis knows that my kids are in the office on a regular basis. Sometimes it's the only quality time I get to spend with them. But we have a lot of fun, and that's what we do this for my family's future, for your future, to make a better Orange County. We have great people that work here. We have good legislators. I think we have a good team here. We're just like any other family. Sometimes we have disagreements. Like Steve said, the worst ones make the front lines. The best ones, like I just told you, what Karen just did, and what she worked on, you never hear about that. And that's why I'm going to make sure we change that, Karen. So I was with Colonel LaBarge last week he runs the 105th Air Wing at Stewart Airport. He's an air guy, I'm a Navy guy, but we had to talk about an aircraft carrier. He said, how's the county going? I said, it's like turning around an aircraft carrier. He said, it takes a long time, right? I said, yes. He goes, but you can't turn too quick or you lose all the stuff off the top of it. And that's what we're doing in Orange County government today, folks. We're turning it and we're heading in the right direction. We're not out of the storm, but we're heading in the right direction. We have a lot of work to do. And I just want to leave you with this one quote. This is a quote from one of the military units that the United States has. The difficult we do at once, the impossible takes a little bit longer. So last year was a tough year. That was a difficult year. When have you ever heard of $30 million in spending cut? $25 million that you had budget you didn't have to spend. The smallest workforce without any layoffs. These are good positive directions we're heading in. By the way, that's the quote from the Seabees. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Orange County is in a great shape. We're heading in the right direction, and it's because of everybody here supporting each other. So I look forward to 2015 and beyond, and it's an honor to be your county executive. Have a great night, and thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Thank you.